But it's beyond anguish now. These people are angry. It's why they invited us here in Woodland to see firsthand what they say is the neglect and mismanagement that make them constant victims to what they believe is a very manageable problem.
So today I'm taking you behind the lens and showing you what it's like to cover a news story here on Mike on the Mic. As you know, I work with CNC3 and I'm a cameraman. At the beginning of our journey, the drive down, I normally speak to my reporter about what's the aim of the story, what it is we're trying to capture. So in today's case, Akash Samaroo is my reporter. We talk about shot size, sometimes we talk about sequences, and generally what it is that we're really trying to capture. And on that note, let me give you a little history about Woodland. According to some research I found, surrounded by a network of rivers, the lush community of Woodland once fed thousands of families across South Trinidad during the pre-independent era. Back then, villagers reared livestock and supplied milk through the Pluck Road depot, along with ghee, butter, and yogurt. Rice grew abundantly and freshwater fish was in constant supply. So we just touched down in Woodland. My camera set up here. We actually waiting on a boatman to go and see some flash. I'm just showing you in the background, there's people here, residents that we're trying to do this story on.
So, Mr. Binder, what is the name of this river here?
This river is the New Cut Channel, which was introduced between the years 1962 to 63 to drain the Uruputs Lagoon here. At that time, the whole area was totally and entirely flooded out. As a result of that, representation was made for over 10 years during that era, and it was approved by 60 to drain this Uruputs Lagoon. The source of this river comes from St. Mary's in Maruga, passing through the Numbers in Barakpur. So from up there, we have the Uruputs River coming down. In addition to that, we have the Papuri River coming down from the Lengua region and going to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th company, comes and adjoin at Diggity area here. And from there it comes down and it gets on to this extreme low lying area, and it comes down passing the SS Erin Road. As it passes through the SS Erin Road, now we have the Coromato River comes and join this. So there's a big vast area of water.
How many rivers in which they join here?
Well, they have about 5 or 6 rivers joined coming on, because we have the Uruputs River, we have the Papuri River, we have the Coromato River, then we have the river come down from the Queen Anne region, passing through Tulsa Trace, and there's a lot of tributaries adjoined to this. So there is a big vast area of which the water collects into this river and come down.
Right, so this is a very important...
Very important river.
To this community?
To the southern region, as a matter of fact.
And when here floods, this floods?
When here flood, the entire area is flooded. As a result of that, it hinders people going to work, and a tremendous loss to the community with this rise of this water. Now this water, as it goes down, this trees further block the free flow of this water. As a result of that, from lower down, the water will start to rise and rise and rise. Despite whatever the level of the bank is, it will surely going to overflow the riverbank and flood the entire lagoon, resulting in the loss of animals and the loss of household items and things like that.
And now we load up very lightly, we go on the boat. I just carried the camera and a microphone, simple equipment, no tripod, because we are on a boat.
Akash Singh, President of the Woodland Flood Group.
Something about the vegetation here.
Alright, so the trees and them, they were not originally planted or grown here. Because of the ingress of salt water over the years, the seeds were deposited on the bank and they grew. We have been asking not for the removal of the trees, but strategic pruning. You remove the branches and the roots that hinder the free flow of water in the river. Also the roots and these branches, they tend to trap silt and sediment, further hindering free flow of the water out to the Gulf of Paria when you have storm surges and you have a larger volume of water coming in. We took a boat with depth finders and we went out at the Godino, at the point where the Mosquito Creek is. That's where this river empties. We were able to travel out at least 1 kilometer and measure the depth to be a meter. we came out the boat, we were standing there in the middle of that ocean with waist-high water. That sediment needs to be cleared as well. And then you work your way inwards, desilting the river and clearing the vegetation.
How long now you're asking for it?
We've been asking for this since 2017. That's my time when I got involved, and I'm sure Mr. Binder here or the older folks in my community can tell you this has been done long before.
This is probably for more than 30 years or so, more or less.
About 30 years you're asking?
Yeah, about 30 years or so. This river here meets the St. John River. This actually is the mouth where the river from higher upstream comes and meets the St. John River. When it goes further down, it entering and into the Godino, which flows out into the Gulf. So this comes from the 7th gate. The part of this water comes from all down the eastern, the southwestern block, which comprises the area from the Forest Reserve region, and comes and joins this through the Konapo Channel. And from the Konapo Channel, it comes through the 7th gate and comes through this river, and it joins the Godino River to flow into the Gulf of Paria.
So as a cameraman, you're challenged with being able to tell a story visually so that the reporter can write to the visuals. You're really trying to capture the environment. You're really trying to be creative, but also to retain the focus of your audience who's actually watching the story.
We're looking at the 14th gate, which is situated in Woodland region. It is being manned by the Ministry of Works, looked after by the Ministry of Works. Presently, it appears as though one gate is in operation during this heavy flooded season. Now the source of this water had to pass through this gate comes from like where Lariman High School is, on street, on this region here, part of the whole Woodland area, from Golconda, the ridge, the hill in Golconda, passing through Harry Paul Village, Picton, Diamond, Ragu Village, Debe. All that water have to pass through this region here to pass through this gate. If you were to notice the volume of water passing through one gate, and could you imagine the 14th gate is open, we wouldn't have no flood in Woodland whatsoever, you know.
So it's 14 floodgates here.
14 floodgates here.
How many are working?
It appears as though one is working. At this point in time, all the 14 gates ought to be working, ought to be open as well. But it appears as though we just have 1 gate and a half is working at this point in time.
So how many, I mean one operation now?
One is open, it
How
appears.
many working right now?
9 probably is working, but it is not open. If we were to look at it.
And how does this contribute to the flooding?
This could make a big significant contribution towards the flooding, because if this gate is open, the people in Woodland will be at a big relief. The whole area in Woodland area will be at a great relief.
Alright, so we are in the Woodland area. This is the Godino River. Now over here now you will see that these are the floodgates here. Woodland has been flooded for around probably since Monday. These are the 14 floodgates here. When we came, only one was open. A guy here then started to open 2 more, but so far the majority is closed. We understand that 9 are functional. Now this really upsets the residents here of Woodland, who have been, struggling all week bailing out water. When we came in here, we saw people with their possessions outside drying out. Now gentlemen, you said that when we came, we only saw one. When you saw the one floodgate, Mr. Binder,
Yeah.
how did you feel when you just saw that one was open?
Totally disappointing. Very, very disappointing to the people and the residents of this particular region. Knowing that the flood that they have to encounter and the hardship that they have to go through.
Right. And a gentleman here would have said that if all of this were open in 1 hour, you all would have gotten relief.
Yeah. Big relief. That in 1 hour time, there is no need to complain about the functional of the gate itself.
Right.
I feel we don't want to put it on TV. But in 1 hour, we will be relieved from the same way that we suffered almost a week.
And you all say it isn't coincidence that they started to do that as we arrived.
You know, they could look at the tide, they know that the water is higher there, they don't have to use the forecasted tide.
So there's a gentleman there, he opened 2 more. I'm not sure if he's going to open the rest, but you can see the flow of water starting to accelerate a bit, trying to give some relief to the Woodland area. So that's what we're doing today here. We are in Woodland. We are trying to get to the source. The residents here said, you know what, enough is enough. They wanted to show us firsthand what's happening here, what's contributing to it. This is just one, but a major contributing factor.
So presently we're in Woodland and I'm here with my reporter Akash.
Yeah. We just came from a place where there were 14 floodgates, and when we arrived, only one was open. But when they saw us, obviously they started to open more. They opened the second one and third one. It's really, I mean, it really distresses the people. It's very unfortunate, unfair. But again, it's the power of giving people a voice. It's the power of exposure. It's the power of what we do here, Mike.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's one of the major reasons I continue to do what I'm doing. It's the fact that we can give the voice to the voiceless, and the fact that we can actually see immediate action to help the residents in the area who are dealing with some major flooding. Come to me.
Plenty water.
Walk to me. Come towards me.
It was higher than that. The water was up till here last night. You see there? It was there last night. It just didn't get to reach inside. So I was thankful for that. This is not the worst. We get water up till here, inside the house. So
And how, I mean, I've seen everything up here. What kind of financial distress this is getting?
all right, we put everything high up here because at the flood, we're trying to save things. I have a fridge, I have it quite up in the bedroom and quite on top, some brick height, quite up. Because I have already lost fridge, stove, washing machine, everything you think about. I lost everything here in flood already. Right? So I would like if they could do something about this.
I'm not too clear how it works, but it was amazing to me that the system is in place. The floodgates are working. So why wasn't the gates open? I can't answer that question. But it was very interesting to see that the mere fact that our presence allowed the operator to open the gate, which eventually led to some relief to the community members of the Woodland area. And that wasn't it. We had to have a mile and a half, I think it was, hike into some slushy, muddy dirt to be able to capture some additional shots that would help tell the story. I hope you like the documentary, and make sure to hit that like button, comment on the video, and let's see if we can make some more creative behind the scene documentary of what it's like to work in the media in Trinidad and Tobago here on Mike on the Mic. See you next time.